Paranormal Hood.
Who the fuck is this?
Paranormal Hood.
Who the fuck is this?
Paranormal Hood.
Who the fuck is this?
Paranormal Hood.
You're feeling lucky, duck, then press your luck.
We are the paranormal voice of the hood.
Jiggy and the Hoodie. You're listening to Paranormal Hood Live Radio with the sound of DJ Ron Ransom.
They're listening to us talk about resin! They can hear us! Oh shit!
Paranormal Hood.
This is Paranormal Hood. Jiggy and the Hoodie. Ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Paranormal, baby. That's how we doing it, Paranormal Hood. Paranormal Hood. Paranormal Hood.
Oh shit, I'm gonna get fucking coronavirus. God damn it.
You don't want to get that fucking coronavirus.
Fucking be safe.
Keeping it on lockdown. All world is in the building.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood.
Everything paranormal.
Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystallize. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots to this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where Our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
No coronavirus over here.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really trying to rise, step into the portal. I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood. Show 'em what's really good, the feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone, if you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really trying to rise, step into the portal.
It's my theme music. Every good hero can have some.
20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Fuck you, McAfee. We getting viruses up in this bitch. Yeah, my virus protection ran out. I'm gonna get the corona now. Fuck. I gotta renew my McAfee subscription so I don't get the coronavirus.
We're gonna take you all over the place. So sit back and enjoy the ride, because this is Paranormal Hood Live.
All right. You're gonna learn today.
And you know this, man.
What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome to Thursday night. This is Paranormal Hood Live Radio. What's Hood, folks? Good to see another Thursday night. As you can see, we ain't fucking around, man. We all ready for the coronavirus and shit. I'm so serious about the coronavirus, I only drink Heinekens right now, okay?
That's right, man.
I ain't getting no corona.
I ain't drinking no coronas. I'm kind of screwed over here. My McAfee ran out. Got no antivirus. Oh, you got the Norton antivirus. That's good. It's all right. We got our face masks. We ordered these face masks. We got these face masks on Amazon. They came from China, so we're safe.
You're trying to make me die over here?
You know, so make sure you go and you order your mask and you get the masks. They're made in China, and you'll be safe.
If your Amazon Prime does not deliver your mask in 2 days, at the least, then something's wrong.
It's coming from out of the country.
Yeah, the funny thing, I was watching a video of a woman in China who was
this
walking
is a pain
behind
in the
people. Yeah, she was picking up the old masks that they were throwing away. Someone in America is going to get some refurbished fucking masks. Good luck with that. You had Chinese food? Oh, shit. Nice knowing you, KB. Everybody, let's have a moment of silence for KB's stomach. You're going to be hungry again in an hour, though. Don't worry about it. What's up, Jonacide, BG's, Unamine, KB, Brad Gray. Brad Gray, how's the situation over there in Aussie, man? How you guys doing? Raphael, good to see you, my brother. Thank you, folks, for joining us a little bit late. It's Thursday night. Lately, we've had to run the show a little bit late, so whatever. We're still here with you. We need some weed brew. Wait, what's weed brew? Like coffee?
Like weed beer.
Oh, they have weed beer. I've had it before. Yeah. What have I had? I had something called Moscow Mule or something.
They have weed beer, though.
It was some kind of liquor.
Budweiser's gonna fucking be putting some out soon.
I'm sure they are. What's up, Dex? Good to see you. You know, I thought about something. Like, all of us, especially with friends on Facebook, everybody in these rooms ain't our friends. You shouldn't use people's governments. There might be a reason they have, you know, UFO Gandalf and Out of Mind and stuff. They might not want people to know who they is. You feel me? Just saying. Yo. But yeah, we went a little bit late. It is what it is. But I appreciate you all. I know other people have stuff going on, so some folks probably have been over there and jumped over here. So thank you. Really do appreciate you guys. And just so you know, we haven't forgot about the donations and stuff. Excuse me. Well, give me a minute. I didn't smoke yesterday, so I got to catch up. We're just going to figure out where, one, how we're going to receive the money, and then two, at some point, start putting stuff together to send out.
And like I said, we'll be fully transparent with y'all.
What's up, David Bucky?
I don't know if you guys will be able to see this,
but I mean, what is that?
Just so you know, it's still in there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. It's almost $52. Thank you everybody who's donated so far. We have almost $52. Once I figure out how to get it from YouTube and how YouTube's supposed to give it to me or whatever, we'll be putting it towards doing something, but we'll be fully transparent. It's still in there. When I get it out from YouTube, I'll show you on my bank statement or whatever that it's come out, and we'll let you guys know what we're doing with it and everything. And it will be, you know, T-shirts, ashtrays, whatever.
Even you, Dex, will send some stuff over there to you guys. We don't care where you at, especially the folks we're here all the time, really supporting stuff.
We'll work on that because stuff in other countries is very, very difficult. But we'll definitely.
However it will happen, it will
happen.
However
we have to do it,
we'll
make something. We'll figure out some way that we can work on everything, because.
But we do appreciate you guys. It's not about money, like we said.
It's not. We don't care about.
It's never been about the money. So what we'll do with money it will be stuff that will benefit everybody who's a part of the show. Cause y'all are family. Ain't no fucking.
We'll keep the lights on. We'll keep paying for the light bill because we always paid for the light bill. But you guys donate, we'll give back to the whole community, everybody and stuff. Maybe we'll save up for backyard con or.
That wasn't a hint. Thank you, John.
Backyard anti-con.
That wasn't a hint either, though. Just so you know.
Thank you. Peace and love to you, John Aside, for that.
What's up, Lee? My partner in space. Make sure y'all recognize that if it wasn't for Lee, I might not be here. Because when I took that laser fucking blast to the chest, he got me out of there. Just so you know. Okay? So, y'all need to thank Lee. He knows all about the stuff that's going on out there. He was there with me. We fought side by side. We had our adamantium helmets and our vibranium shields and shit and everything. It was dope, man. We can't even tell you the weapons we had. We're not allowed to talk about the weapons at all. I don't know if we should be talking at all, Lee. They might come and get us. I might have to hire my security to be my security. I might need a bodyguard now. Since I have all this top secret information, right?
Yeah.
About space and aliens and everything. Lee, you too, man. Let me know if you need me to assign some of my guys to you. I can assign some bodyguards to you, man, so you can have security 24 hours a day, okay? Brothers, no, $2. It doesn't. Whatever, anything that anybody gives. Trust me, I've given $2 before. I'm not rich, so when I've given, sometimes all I've had to give, and a couple of times.
Much
actually,
appreciated.
Right, exactly. Everything's appreciated, brother. Like I said, we just want to make sure that we can pay it forward, and it just brings us all closer together. By the way, I don't know how many people know this, but James Harrison, rest in peace to James Harrison. I don't know if you guys know, but he passed away. I kind of had to follow a Twitter feed to figure it all out and everything. I finally did see an obituary and everything. So rest in peace to James Harrison. He was always here, always a part of stuff. You know, we always talk about the 16 bars and stuff, the challenge and everything. So he definitely will be sorely missed. May he just rest. Hopefully he's peaceful wherever he is. Looking down on us, probably laughing and shit, because like, you motherfuckers are still going through it. But yeah, so if you remember James, man, just, think about him. Send a little love to his family. I don't know how to contact him. I don't know anybody who really knows him personally or anything, but he was definitely a part of the family and was with us. So, peace. BGs, peace and love to you. If I get you Space Weed, though, you got to realize Space Weed's different. I told you. Lee, I don't know. Lee, did you smoke the space weed with us and do the parallel universal jumps with us? I don't remember if you did. Because space weed is not like weed. That's why I said earth weed is better. Because earth weed gets you high. Space weed, that shit takes you to another dimension. Like it's like a doorway to other dimensions and shit. And all of a sudden you like in another fucking place and shit. Luckily, again, yeah, it's definitely sad, folks. Like I said, I mean, everybody should. Most of the folks who are here, what's up, Michelle? Know who James Harrison is. I hate when people say was, because I always feel like your energy, your essence is always here. Especially as a paranormal investigator, I do believe in ghosts. So I really don't like using the word was. I always feel like whoever has gone, that there's still a part of them here with us. So he's still a very big part of what we do here, man. Was always here with us. Tried to get Jordan Sather to take the 16 Bars channel. Jordan still ain't manned up and did it. So maybe one day I'll get to do 16 bars with Jordan Sather, and I'll even dedicate that shit to James. Spit a line there for him. So, hashtag 16 bars, folks. I hope everybody knows what 16 bars are. That's funny because I heard, what's his name? Have to teach Joe Rogan what 16 bars was. Donnell Rawlings. Joe Rogan didn't know what 16 bars was. Interesting. Oh, that's what, my memory hasn't been the same, I mean, all the medication and shit and everything I've been on and fucking shit, I don't even remember, like, at least 2 weeks. Oh, man. You guys want a little bit of news? David Buggy, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Like I said, folks, anybody who doesn't know, like, with the stuff that this will just, at some point, especially because I'm not fully healed, and honestly, I'm not going to probably be healed for at least 3 more months before I'm really fully up and around and able to do everything I was doing before. So then we'll work on shirts, getting shirts and stuff made, again, ashtrays, hoodies, different things, and we'll figure out how to get stuff to folks. And we definitely will try to work on Backyard Con. We're going to figure out how to make that shit happen. And we'll backyard anti-con. Because ain't no cons going to be going on. Ain't no cons. Although I know the word con is just short convention. So should we say backyard convention? Would that be much more proper? Because I'm not a fan of that word con anymore. Especially since we sit here and call all these fucking con men all day, every fucking day. A long con. That's funny too.
Well, all these woo-woo fuckheads, they like to be like, well, words are magic. That's why it's called spelling and everything. But then they'll totally deny. They'll say what you just said. They'll say, well, con is short for convention. Right. Yeah, but it's also short for con artists and conning people at a convention.
Yes. And no, I don't have a cold. Just so y'all know, Jiggy has year-round allergies. I suffer from allergies year fucking round. It does not matter what fucking month. It doesn't matter if it's winter or whatever. I always have allergies. So, just so you know, I know you guys see me sniffling and stuff all the time with tissue, but it's not. And then the cold makes me do this stuff too. So just deal with it. All right. Let's do a little news. I'm not gonna keep it long and drawn out because time is what it is tonight. Let's see. Let's see if we can find some dumb motherfuckers here. Ghost hunter calls 911 after hearing eerie cry for help in graveyard. Bum, bum, bum.
You're an idiot.
In a strange story out of Pennsylvania, a paranormal investigator made a frantic call to 911 after he allegedly heard an eerie voice crying out for help at a graveyard. The bizarre incident reportedly occurred Wednesday morning in the community of Spring Hill Township when an unnamed ghost hunter was visiting a cemetery there. Suddenly, their investigation took a troubling turn when a disembodied voice caught his attention.
Epic fail.
According to State Trooper Jonathan Moisia, who was tasked with investigating the case, the paranormal investigators told the 911 dispatcher that he heard a female's voice screaming, "Help, help, I'm buried alive." Okay, then. The bewildered witness went on to explain that the chilling cry came from within a pile of dirt that was inside a shed at the cemetery. Amazingly, when Moisier arrived at the scene, he discovered that the ghost hunter was apparently not content with simply waiting for the authorities to look into the matter, as he actually left the cemetery and bought a shovel so that he could presumably save the distressed woman. As such, when the trooper got to the graveyard, he found the paranormal investigator digging up the ground near the shed. Fortunately, a quick check of the area by the trooper failed to find anyone in trouble, much less a woman who had been buried alive. Moisier subsequently sent the shaken paranormal investigator on their way. Why does it say, but okay, investigator, but I don't know, that's how this is written, without issuing a citation for what one assumes had been unauthorized digging at the graveyard by the ghost hunter. Hey, maybe he heard a disembodied voice. I'm buried alive. He did call 911. Alright. Fen treasure hunt at Yellowstone National Park goes wildly awry. As an Indiana man hunting for the infamous Fen treasure wound up having to be rescued from a canyon at Yellowstone National Park when his search went wildly awry. The worrisome incident reportedly occurred earlier this month when Dave Christensen and an unnamed friend journeyed to the site with the belief that the now notorious cache of riches hidden by eccentric author Forrest Fenn could be found there. However, the treasure hunter's quest took a troubling turn that led him into a rather perilous predicament. The ill-fated treasure hunt began with Christensen and his companion riding snowmobiles to the edge of the massive Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. He then proceeded to drop down into the gorge by way of rope, but lost his tether to the top at some point along the way. For some reasons unexplained, his fellow treasure hunter tasked with watching over the descent failed to lower more rope down, and after 2 hours of trying to escape the canyon, Christensen eventually called park rangers for help. Although he now argues that he could have easily gotten out of the situation had rescue workers simply sent down some additional rope, this assertion is disputed by one witness who described the treasure hunter being stuck like a turtle on his back in the heavy snow. Christensen was ultimately extracted from the canyon after an arduous 4-hour-long rescue operation and subsequently issued a pair of misdemeanor citations for the dangerous misadventure. Strangely enough, unlike many others who go in search of the elusive riches, Christensen claimed to have a more altruistic reason for his mission.
You're an idiot.
I am not a quack nor have blind lust for hidden treasures, he wrote to the superintendent of Yellowstone after he had been rescued from the canyon. On the contrary, he said, his goal was to document where the treasure was located so that authorities could find it and bring the treasure hunt to a close. I had to do this. I had to do this. Okay, this is written. Who the fuck writes these stories? This story has to end, he declared. Too many people are getting hurt and killed. If that was indeed his genuine motivation, one can't help but note the irony in that Christensen himself narrowly avoided becoming the fifth person to perish while searching for the treasure as one member of the rescue team. As one member of the rescue team observed, that this guy was lucky he didn't die. Be that as it may, the incident apparently did little to quell Christensen's quest. Noting that he could be banned from the park for the next 5 years, the man merely mused that I'll just have to wait to find the treasure.
You are an idiot.
I guess. Here we go. Time we got. Train company uses creepy doll to. Oh, this is old. Never mind. Never mind. Put the wrong one. Interesting. Psychic correctly predicts where and when missing teen would be found. Much to the surprise of authorities in Kentucky, a group of psychics were seemingly able to correctly predict where and when a missing teen would be found. According to a local newspaper, the strange case began back on January 13th in the city of Frankfurt, when Haley Martin's father reported his daughter's disappearance to the police. Over the course of the next week, attempts to locate the young woman provided proved to be futile, leading authorities to consider a more unorthodox approach to their search. This past Thursday evening, Sheriff Chris Quire visited Martin's home, where a group of self-proclaimed clairvoyants had gathered in the hopes of psychically locating the teen. While he was skeptical that the session would wind up being successful, the law enforcement officer explained that he went along with the idea because he did not want to leave any stone unturned. During the meeting, Quire recalled most of the members of the proverbial psychic search party agreed that we would find Haley in a neighboring county by morning. Amazingly, the group's premonition turned out to be correct, as a police department in a neighboring county called Quire's office the next day to report that they had found the missing teenager, who had actually run away from home that morning. It's hard to believe the sheriff marveled at the remarkable accuracy of the group's prediction, and while the psychics may not have directly led Quire to where the girl was located, we're guessing that they just might have made a believer out of the sheriff, thanks to the uncanny way in which their vision became a reality. Interesting. What did they know she was going to run away? Found some shit in her house. I noticed some shit. Just didn't tell nobody. What's up, Littles?
Well, let's see. She's what? A 13-year-old girl? How far and how fast can you walk? She's in the next county over. They didn't say which county, which direction, or anything like that. It's really easy to be like, okay. But yeah, they knew exactly where she was going to be.
Hey, anything's possible. Let's see. I got one more here. Billions of locusts descend upon Africa. And that's billions with a B. Bravo. A devastating biblical scale plague of locusts has swept across dozens of African countries. Footage from the region shows billions of the crop-eating insects covering the landscape. One swarm in Kenya measured 37 miles long by 25 miles wide. Locusts consume their own weight in food every day, and their swarm can cover up to 90 miles a day. According to estimates, the swarms could grow 500 times larger by June. Well, that's it on that. That's a video, but
It's the end times, the Bible.
You ain't know? You ain't heard? That's interesting, I guess. All right. That's all I got. At least a couple people got 50 Idiot Awards. You got anything? We don't even have to do any more news. We don't know how long we're going to be on, so maybe an hour with you guys. So what's up, everybody? How you doing tonight? Did everybody get their mask? Everybody ready for the coronavirus? Stop drinking those Coronas. You can put lime in it, though. If you put lime in your Corona, it will kill the virus. So when you get your Coronas, make sure you do get lime and put lime in it, okay? And that works out for you. There's actually people who believe that the coronavirus is coming from drinking
From
Coronas.
Coronas, yeah. I know.
There are some stupid
fucking people saying some stupid fucking shit.
He said, the fifth trumpets, you think so, Super V Fun Cat? You think because there's locusts and earthquakes? Listen, that's the thing. All these earthquakes, whatever.
Oh, yeah. The locust, it happens like every fucking 7 years or something like that. It's nothing new.
Listen, here's the thing. Let me ask y'all a question, though, right? No matter what it is, if it's an earthquake, if it's a fucking meteorite, if it's the fucking swine flu, coronavirus, whatever it is, we are all going to die from something. So are you going to spend your fucking life being paranoid about everything that these motherfuckers talk about? We don't even know what the fuck is going on. Like, every day you tell there's fucking new numbers and crazier numbers, and that's how this shit always works. It was Ebola, it was fucking it was Zika, it was fucking bird swine flus and everything. We have heard it all. How much money are you going to do? And then here's the thing, too, according to them...
I mean, that's just going back to the early 2000s, okay? In the early 2000s, it starts off with SARS, 2003. 2005, it's the bird flu. 2009, 2010, around there, swine flu. 2014, it's Ebola. 2016, it's Zika. 2019, it's measles. Come back around again. Because remember, long time ago, measles was fucking killing everybody, and the world was going to end then. But We made it out of that first thing with the measles, but then the measles came
because
back
of the
around again
anti-vax
in
sense.
2019, and now it's 2020, and we got the coronavirus. But you want to know what? The coronavirus is the same thing as SARS. It's the same thing as the bird flu. It's the same family. It's the same thing. And it's outbreaking. If you've looked at and seen what Wuhan, China looks like, I'm not trying to put it down or anything like that, but it's a fucking breeding ground for disease and viruses and shit like that. It's dirty and disgusting, and the outbreak happened in one of the dirtiest, most disgusting places in there. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna spread, and some people are gonna get sick. Unfortunately, some people, because they're old and their immunity's not good, or they're really young, or they don't take care of themselves, their health and stuff, they may pass away because of it. But it's not anything like any of these other fucking things. Just like all these other things that everybody's like, oh no, we're all gonna fucking die. Everybody's fucking panicking and shit. Running out. Let's get masks. Let's get fucking biohazard suits and shit and all this other stuff. And people are fucking
Now
empty.
you need goggles too. You can't
For nothing. How many people got Ebola?
Ebola.
A whole lot of people got like the swine flu and the bird flu and stuff, because it's the flu. You get the fucking flu all the time. It's no different. It's not like it's some fucking great, like, huge fucking like a real pandemic that we gotta fucking actually worry about. It's the same thing.
Days.
It's exactly. This isn't.
You're trying to compare 2020 to 1920. You can't.
You're trying to compare 2020 to fucking to 1520. The fucking Black Plague and shit like that. When there's fucking everybody's just literally throwing shit out the window. They shit in a bucket and they throw it out in the fucking window into the street and stuff like that. It's not like that. In countries, especially in a country like the United States, and we're not like some third world fucking countries and shit, where we have all the sanitation and facilities, everything that we need to do and stuff. Yes, some people may get sick, some things gonna spread, but there's not gonna be fucking hundreds of millions of fucking people dying all over the fucking world and shit. Fuck, even if 100 million people died, that's blink blink, that's nothing. I know it's a fucked up way to say it, but when you're looking at a planet of 8 billion people, 100 million people that were close to probably dying anyway, because most of them are going to be old people or people that have weakened immune systems that are sick and stuff like that, or unhealthy fucking drug addicts or whatever the reason why they're not fucking healthy and taking care of themselves, and they're on death's door anyway. It's gonna happen eventually.
Shit,
like we say all the time.
People every year.
People die all the time. Fuck, do you know how many people die from chewing on pen caps every day, even after they put the hole in the end of it so people wouldn't choke on them? People still die every single day, all the time, from chewing on pen caps. But nobody's fucking freaking out about that.
Wow.
Nobody freaks out about that. That's why. Did you know that's why they have a hole, and it's not on pen caps. There's a hole in the end of the pen cap. It's not completely sealed. It's so when people swallow it, there's that little bit of air can still get through. But because people chew on them and stuff, and they crush that hole, and then they still end up fucking swallowing it, and then they choke to death.
And how many people die a year from that?
Hundreds. Okay, but
wow.
But people ain't freaking out about that. We ain't making a big deal about that. We got, oh my God, we got to do something about the pens.
How do you tell somebody?
It's the same thing with
like
the fucking
adults?
gun control fucking shit. Oh no, take away all the guns. Then people start stabbing every fucking body. Oh no, take away all the knives. Then they use fucking forks. Take away all the forks.
Use
doesn't.
spears.
People are gonna fucking find a way to kill each other. Stuff is gonna always be killing people and shit like that. It's not shit to fucking freak out and fucking run and do and worry and panic and stuff. Maybe if you're over there in China and you're in a place where it's dirty and it's filthy and stuff, and you're not living the best quality of life and everything. Unfortunately, we all can't be living whatever. So maybe be a little bit more worried about it over there and stuff like that. But again, the last 20 years. There's been 8 other fucking things that were gonna kill everybody in the fucking world, and we're all still here. Oh, maybe a few of us aren't, but
And I just want to point out, we've had our masks because we're paranormal investigators. We go into old, disgusting, crazy places sometimes with mold and everything and stuff.
Yeah, with mold and stuff that we, you know, fucking asbestos and shit like that. We gotta fucking actually worry about it. We didn't just go on eBay and order these from fucking China last week because fucking the coronavirus is coming.
No. Nerp, 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 nerp. Checking out what people are talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, about 100 people a year, and it injures a whole bunch more. I don't know exactly the numbers on how many people are injured just by chewing on pen caps. There's all kinds of things, silly things like that are happening. There's other things besides the coronavirus right now that are killing more people that nobody's fucking batting an eye about. Nobody's fucking worrying. Nobody's fucking panicking and shit. Nobody's making up crazy conspiracy theories about and stuff. Did y'all know that it's fucking it's Umbrella? You know that from the fucking Resident Evil video game series. They have a lab over in fucking Wuhan, China, supposedly. But when I look into it, none of it's true. It all goes back to a fucking prank or whatever that was fucking from some fucking prank fucking site, some fucking one of these satire sites that ran this fucking story and stuff. The company doesn't exist. Nothing that I do, but of course everybody's gonna be like, oh, they're covering it up already and shit. I look back through everything that you can possibly look through. None of it is real. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit story. It's just like the people that were going around saying that fucking that with Jeeps, because people were putting the umbrella symbol on their Jeeps, and people were like saying that it was fucking. Dude, it's really Umbrella.
You can buy them at conventions. I go to Comic Cons. You can buy all. I have all kinds of stickers
I know,
at home.
all that shit.
I got shit from fucking
and
True
people
Blood.
fucking.
I got a fucking bottle of
people
True
like
Blood at home.
Corona, and it's an anagram for raccoon, and Raccoon City was where the outbreak was in Resident Evil, and Umbrella is bad. Yeah. And oh my God, did you hear in China people are turning into monsters now, just like in Resident Evil and
biting
stuff.
each other in the street.
And they're killing everybody.
You're wrong, because we'll never hear about it because it's China. You know, they'll keep all that stuff a secret and stuff, and then until we all start turning into vampire-like creatures over here and stuff. But hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse.
People are growing big, huge, giant things out of them and stuff, and it's fucking crazy, man. What the fuck is Umbrella doing? The Illuminati, man. They're all out to get us. They paid the fucking Umbrella Corporation and that biotech lab to create this fucking this virus, and we're all gonna turn into fucking mutants.
Yeah, and then people pointing out in the chat, then you got fucking Bleach Boy over there, Jordan Liar.
Yeah, don't worry, again. Drink this bleach and you'll be okay. The coronavirus won't hurt you.
Yep.
You're just gonna fucking piss shit out your asshole as your intestines fucking fall out. But you won't get the coronavirus.
Trust me on this. You don't want your intestines fucked with. I can assure you of that, okay? Trust me on that. You really don't. It's not pleasant. Okay?
And all the biotech companies that are in Wuhan, China, were founded before the Resident Evil game was ever even fucking established. The ones that I can, because there is actual biotech companies in the fucking in China and stuff like that, but not the one that they say is Umbrella, hiding in disguise by changing their logo to blue and fucking white instead of red and white. That's how they're hiding it. That's people are literally saying it. They're hiding in plain sight by changing the color slightly. Nobody knew until nobody noticed and nobody knew anything until fucking the virus broke out there. Oh, except for 6 months ago when last year in June when somebody made up this fucking story. Way before the coronavirus broke up, but now because there's a coronavirus there, the story is popping up again and everything like that.
Because people haven't been talking about fucking the flu and everything else as a pandemic anyways. You know, the thing about it, too, with saving them, though, they push all this shit. Is there one instance of anybody getting out and actually putting a video like, oh, I gave my kid this stuff, my autistic child, and it actually worked?
No, that's none of that. That's what I mean with all this stuff, with the MMS bleach stuff, or with any of these fucking, oh, I'm downloading the universe and I'm getting all this information. It's never any information that's anything ever useful. Or, oh, here, I got these fucking crystal rocks and these healing fucking magic stickers and stuff like that, or whatever the fuck it is, but nobody's ever like, I'm fucking magically healed. Yes, there's things like me in my case where, yes, I healed myself, basically, but it was by changing my diet and then getting out all the shit that was causing me to be sick and everything like that and fucking up my immune system and everything like that. And I got really fucking lucky, and I'm one of the few percent of people that fucking was able to fucking not be on medication and be all fucked up for the rest of my life and stuff. And people are able to do that, but it's not because they had fucking magic stones or fucking drank bleach or whatever. If you live a healthy life, you're gonna be healthy. But even living healthy, you can still get the coronavirus, or you can still get the swine flu. I got the swine flu. That fucking sucked like fucking. That really, it was no fun at all. But I'm still here. I'm still alive, and I wasn't even as healthy as I am now at that point. If I get the fucking coronavirus right now, it's gonna be like, whatever. I fucking cough more from a blunt. What up?
What up? You never know who show up in the studio. It's good, dude.
It's good.
Listen, you got to do your homework. You got to do your research. And you just have to watch how all this stuff has transpired over the years.
Nobody, like these fucking stupid. I don't know if anybody's seen it on Facebook and all over. These fucking con artists that they sell these. Oh, detox your body by getting this fucking putting your feet in this foot bath that ionizes and sucks out all the fucking poisonous shit from your fucking body. No, it doesn't. That's fucking rust water from the ionization and the fucking metals in the fucking water. That's all it is. Because if you turn on that machine and you don't put anything in there except for the water and stuff, it still turns fucking brown. It's a fucking scam. You can't detox your body. They're like all these other like things like the MMS bleach shit and any other detox fucking stuff. That's not how detoxing works. You can't detox your body. To detox your body, drink water. So that the stuff that's in your body goes through your liver and your kidneys, and your liver and kidneys do what it needs to do, and that's how you detox yourself. Drinking a drink isn't gonna fucking detox you.
It's not.
It helps because it's liquid and stuff, and as long as there's no other fucking bad shit in there like bleach, then yeah, that will help. Yeah, I was passing that over to you. That will help you get the stuff out of your system and everything because it's liquid. Any liquid that you put in your body when you're trying to detox, as long as it doesn't have bad stuff that you're trying to detox out of your body in it, will help your kidneys and your liver to flush the stuff out. It's your kidneys and your liver that are the filters that are taking the poisons and stuff out of you and the toxins out. It's not the stuff in the drinks. You don't have to buy any super powerful drink. You can go and you can just drink water. Let me make sure there's no fucking fluoride and shit in it. It's good, some clean water and stuff. That's all you need to do. Drink water. Exercise. Eat healthy. Your body will detox it on its own. But now we have come into the problem where people have kidney and liver problems and stuff like that. But that's because it won't detox even if they're drinking water. It's because there's so much shit in their fucking body and they're putting so much stuff in there. So then those people got to worry and stuff. So when they get fucking sick and coronaviruses and stuff, that stuff's not going to worry. They're not going to be able to filter that fucking toxin and the bacteria and the viruses and shit out, and you're going to stay sick longer, and you might fucking die. And you got something to worry about. Just be healthy all the fucking time, and you don't have to worry about this stuff. You know?
Yo, I got to bring this up real quick. I don't want to forget this before the night ends. Your boy Huff? Guess who he was talking to?
Oh, who died recently? I don't know.
Kobe.
I was just saying, was it Kobe or was it Neil fucking Peart?
Kobe.
He didn't talk to Neil Peart yet, though?
I haven't heard that.
You know, fucking.
But he talked to Kobe. This dude is a world-class ass clown. And to every fan of his and those people who comment in his thing and fucking go along with that shit, I feel sorry for you folks because you're encouraging some real stupid fucking behavior from somebody. You know, there's no way that this dude can prove that he's contacting any dead celebrity. Why they would talk to him? They don't know him in life. He's not on their radar. He's not somebody they think about, know about, anything like that. He's contacting them, and apparently I won't listen to this stuff because I don't want to give him any fucking views. But listening to the comments and looking at the comments, people are saying stuff like, "Oh, it sounded like Kobe" and stuff like that. If this dude is going as far too, because with the spirit boxes and stuff like that, I'm gonna fucking actually do it because I have radio equipment and stuff for my work, for all my years of work. that do different things and go on different frequencies, and I can program them on different frequencies. Well, most of the spirit boxes and stuff, and especially like the SB7 and stuff, which works off of radio frequencies, are easily hackable. Easily. And it's easy ways to actually broadcast and stuff like that, where those things would pick up you broadcasting something from a fucking small two-way radio that has a good mile fucking whatever radius and stuff like that. And there's some that are much more powerful, which I own and stuff and have worked with for years. So the idea that this dude might be going as far as to doing shit like that and stuff, like, shame on that motherfucker. He is a fucking ass fucking clown A1 loser. Seriously.
Yeah, David Bucky. Cardio, just eating healthy and stuff. You're not putting fucking processed fucking chemical-filled foods in your system. That's all you got to do, and you'll be healthy. And yeah, they put fluoride in the water like all over the place and stuff. Although a lot of places now stop and do it because it's just a waste of money. Like, it doesn't do anything what they think that it used to do and stuff. It's a whole big thing. It's not really good for you in any way. It's just like they put vitamin C, the citric acid, in everything, thinking people are gonna get scurvy. Like we're on the fucking Mayflower coming over here in fucking 16 fucking whatever, you know what I mean? And we don't got anything, the means to take care of ourselves. You know what I mean? It's there's no need to do that anymore. There's no need to have fluoride in there. People brush their teeth on a daily basis and stuff like that, and fluoride doesn't really fucking help your teeth anyway.
David Bucky,
it fucks your body up more than anything.
Who does Leak Project? I feel like I should know who's the person that does the Leak Project. And he said he contacted him right after he died. Wait, the Leak Project. Lee, is that the dude that had the table in Pine Top?
Yeah, we know him, but Stan Lee's Marble guy. We're talking about
I know
the
Stan
idiots
Lee is.
who
We're
fucking
talking about
said
these
they
idiots
talked
who
to him.
said they channel or talked to him, whatever, or contacted
It's all
and stuff like
fucking
that.
stupid. It's all disrespectful.
Wait, because I want to know if that's
no, the fluoride isn't making the frogs gay, but it's definitely
what?
It's definitely not good for people.
Oh shit! Yeah, Lee. Okay, see, did I tell you about Rex Bear? I won't discuss it, but we actually had an interesting fucking.
About Rex Bear.
Well, him and I had an interesting interaction at Disclosure Con. Actually, and Lee knows all about it. Okay, that's funny as shit. And he actually was he sitting next to me on my right? On the panel. When I spoke on the panel, I had Edge of Wonder on my left and I had Rex Bear on my right. So Lee, you know, this is the inside shit because you, Natasha, and I all know what happened and shit, but that's fucking hilarious. I don't even know if I told you that shit that went down.
Not with him, but I
no,
know a little bit about him.
Yeah,
so.
Well, him and I, we had a very interesting interaction. Yeah. He's a funny guy. I'll tell you that. Wow, that's so funny. Yeah, he was on my fucking right, and Edge of Wonder was on my left. That's what I say. Disclosure Con, because it took so long, because I didn't, after what happened, I had to spend some time healing and stuff like that before I could come back here. There was a good period of time where no one was able to talk about the shit that went on there. Because it was, like I said, it was a great time. Shout out to Doc Skinner. He treated me with fucking class and everything, that invited me to be on the panel, so that I have nothing wrong with him. There was some great vendors there. I don't really have anything wrong with the people. It's just a difference of opinion on a lot of stuff and a lot of woo-woo shit. And the fact that these dudes like fucking block me and different shit and everything on social media, but don't know who I am and talk to me and have conversations and stuff like that. Now I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have found out who the fuck we are. But it's hilarious that these folks don't know who the motherfuckers are who talk about them and stuff like that, who oppose the shit that they're saying. It's hilarious, but for some reason they should, because they block people and everything, so they just don't really pay good attention. Because I loved being on that panel. I said very little. I said exactly what I needed to say. And anybody hasn't seen it, it's available. I can send it to you on social media, whatever, email, you can the link or something like that. It's on YouTube. But it was all about money for fucking Edge of Wonder and Rex Bear. I don't really know that much about him. I know a little bit about him, but yeah. He said he buys views. David Bucky, it seems like a lot of people somehow buy stuff, whatever. I guess. If that's the way it goes, if that's what worked for them, but then you really don't know. How do you know who you're really talking to? Here's the thing. So we bought views, and right now, instead of 14 or whatever it is who's watching, I don't know, that number fucking is never fucking right. If there was 1,000 people watching, but only 14 of those people were actually real fucking authentic, you're not really reaching a base, and you're lying to yourself. and you're building shit basically because you're looking for cred and stuff like that for social media, so you can go around and say, oh, I've got 1 million followers on YouTube, or I have 1 million followers on so-and-so, whatever, so I should be allowed to do this, or I should be speaking, or draw somebody's attention like Edge of Wonder or whatever, something like that. I guess that's probably the benefit to it. I don't know how, if you have bought views, that turns into anything financial for you. I don't know about that stuff, but again, I don't want that type of stuff. It's not about that. This is how you know that these motherfuckers are all about the same shit. It's all about money. You heard Edge of Wonder say it. If you haven't, go watch the fucking panel. They literally tell you what they are about. That their problem with censorship and YouTube censorship had nothing to do with the overall censorship because they weren't really necessarily reaching their fans, but because it dipped into their fucking money. And from what we know, from everything from the research that CW and stuff has done about their backers and stuff like that, they shouldn't be hurting for money. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that and stuff. So what's the problem? And they're appearing at all these conferences. I'm pretty sure they're getting compensated to do all this stuff that they're doing. They're holding their own events and everything like that. These folks seem to be doing fine, but they're always complaining about money. That's why they started Edge of Wonder. That's why they did it. That's why you think we started a podcast. It'll be 7 years in May that we started a podcast 7 years ago because we thought we were going to get rich off of doing some fucking podcasts and stuff that wasn't even on YouTube in the beginning. It was a straight up podcast that was being done on Blog Talk Radio. And then we integrated because people said, we want to see you and you should do more stuff this way and stuff like that. So we gave the people what they wanted. But we were a true podcast. So at no point was it ever thinking, oh, this podcast is going to blow up and make money. When I started the podcast 7 years ago, I had no idea that Joe Rogan had a podcast.
Never even crossed our minds. They're like, oh, shit, we can make money doing this and everything because people are making money doing podcasts and stuff.
Dude, the podcast started because I did an interview, Nick Roth, a bunch of people. This is right after the Boston bombings because of the fact where I grew up wasn't far from there. I used to have an office right where this shit happened, all this type of stuff. So I had a connection, and there was a bunch of ghost hunter stuff. After the interview went on, the guys who owned the fucking channel at the time came to me and said, you should do podcasting. Like, you have a great voice that would sound good on the radio and stuff. I'm like, I hate my fucking voice. You're fucking bugging. They're like, no, you should do it. And here we are. So it has never been about, oh, it's about money and stuff like that. People have pointed out in the past, yes, we do have a television show. He's going to point out that he never signed anything to make money, whatever. That is what we use to investigate. It's the same thing here. All the money that's ever, like, we have and stuff like that went into all this type of stuff, the stuff that we have ever got compensated, what little bit it ever has been for whatever fucking reason, has always gone back into making the show better and all this stuff. If people have been here, ask Natasha. Like, this isn't like, some fucking little fucking small fucking, you're not looking at us on our fucking computer or camera and stuff like that. There's mics and stuff in here and set up. We've had fucking a dozen people in the studio at one time with us doing a live show. So all that stuff has come back. That's what little bit of money has come in. That's what has been used to just make it a better show and stuff like that. But when I go to all those different conferences and all the stuff that we've gone to over the years and spent our time in, that's out of pocket. Unless I'm speaking at something, which is rare, because most of these motherfuckers don't want to hear us speak. They really don't.
They don't want the truth.
They don't want the truth. They can't handle the truth. They don't like the truth. They want to hear bullshit. That's why when I spoke at Conscious Life Expo last year, I wasn't fucking an asshole. I spoke about psychedelics and different things and just my personal experiences and what got me to what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to get out of all this. I just want the truth. That's what I said then. That's what I'm always going to say. I just want the truth. I don't want some bullshit. I know bullshit when I see it, and there's way too much of it. You feel me? That's all. What's the point? What's the point of all this? What's the point of actually having legitimate paranormal experiences, which I've had? And there's something connected to all this I haven't even spoken about yet. Some shit that happened that only Natasha I've spoken to about it and my sister. And eventually I'll say something about it because I just feel weird talking about it because I don't have any way of verifying it. But what's the point of going through and having real experiences and looking for real answers if you're going to stop short at fucking idiots who are selling you fucking pie in the sky and bullshit and stuff like that? Like, let's just say that Travis Walt, let's just use him as an example. Because I like Travis Walt. He's a great guy. let's say that his experience was authentic. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just using it as an example, hypothetically speaking. Let's say if his stuff is authentic. Does he really? I watch how he kind of interacts with people and he does this stuff and everything like that. He's an older gentleman too, like real quiet and stuff. You know, he's there. He's about business and stuff. And I don't mean business like he's all about money. I mean he's there about business, like he speaks about what his experience and stuff like that, and kind of does his thing and everything. But you know, he's really nice guy. He has an experience. Then you have people that he sits at these things like David Wilcox and fucking Corey Good and Emery Smith and stuff like that, who have these outlandish stories that are just crazy with no way of proving it. Travis has the most proof in a sense out of all of them because there was police interaction, there was different stuff with Corey Good, with David Wilcox talking about his brakes were cut, all these encounters where people tried to kill them, whatever. At no point did there ever a police report. Was there any fucking media surround it? Was there any
They
real
didn't
hype
think to
of
go
what they
underneath
created?
the car and take a picture of their cut brake line, to post it on their social media and show everybody, this is a proof. Look at my brake line. It's cut. You see the puddle of fucking brake fluid right here and everything. Oh my God, look at the skid marks because I almost died because my brakes weren't working. No.
Oh wait, but it was his car, but now it was Elizabeth's car and stuff. He doesn't.
It changes fucking all the time, but his brakes got cut.
Yeah.
But yet
Somebody's car. He just doesn't remember whose car it was. You know, that's the fuck. You know, I mean, whatever. The poor guy, he's under so much stress. You know, running from everybody. The Dark Alliance, secret cabals trying to get him. His life is on the line all the time. Yet he can speak and go out and do all these fucking events all over the fuck. Well, not all over the world, but in different places because. They're moving up.
And he picks the fucking... They tried to cut my brake lines. Like legit stuff they do in the movies. You can't really go over and just like reach underneath somebody's car with a knife and just cut somebody's brake line like that. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, it's a rubber hose, but it's steel braided inside so that it doesn't fucking explode when the fucking underneath the pressure it breaks. And then the rest of it's a steel brake line. You can't just go under there and cut it. You've never been able to go underneath the car and just reach under there with a knife and just cut. You have to literally go under there and cut it with something. So like all that shit, it's just a movie trick. And anybody who uses it and says, oh my God, somebody tried to kill me by cutting my brake lines is a fucking moron. That's it. You know he just uses everything out of the movies anyway, but that's a movie fucking trick. It's a movie thing. It doesn't. You can't really do it in real life. It doesn't work that way. Like they show in the movies, like somebody just walks by the car, and they kind of reach under the wheel and they go with a knife, and the brake line cuts. It doesn't work like that. You can't even nick a brake line like that. Like you'd put a little nick in the rubber, it wouldn't get enough to fucking cut through it. It's fucking rubber and steel braided hose. It's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. And they're like, yeah. The cabal tried to take me out by cutting my brake line. Really? One of the easiest ways to figure out that somebody was trying to kill you. The cabal, who's got all these fucking technologies, all these other things how they take people out. But David Wilcox, they're like, fuck it, let's go real old school. We'll get real sloppy on this one, and we'll just cut the brake line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. It makes fucking sense. Yeah, exactly. Just like, let's put a banana in his fucking tailpipe.
And the funny thing about, if you know anything about security, which I know a lot about, I've spent my lifetime doing, someone who felt like they were threatened, because I've done 24-hour security and bodyguard work and stuff like that, and surveillance, like helping them, you know, watching people's properties and stuff and everything. The one thing you would do is have exactly that, 24-hour security, which he does not have. So he always talks about when he goes to these events that he needs extra security and stuff like that. One, because, you know, he was threatened by, he was so scared of Kelly, Farmer, and CW. But he needs extra security for these two people. But yet, when he's home and when he goes about his day-to-day life, there's no security involved. So therefore, that's when you're the most exposed. So the idea that he's only protected when he does these random events, which he does every few months now, whatever, it's not even as much as he was doing before. So now he's doing it every few months. I'm sorry, your life really wouldn't be that threatened. I know people. I've worked for people who have 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, 365-day a year security detail with them. at all time with their family members, with their children, sometimes with their parents, sometimes depending on who somebody is and how much money they have, what they're worth and stuff, what they're willing to protect and stuff. You'd be surprised what people pay for exactly that. Personal protection.
Oh, and guess what? If somebody cuts your brake lines, something goes wrong with your brakes, there's a thing called an emergency brake. Every car has them and has had them since fucking like the 19 fucking for the longest since they were like, oh shit, we should put something on here in case this brake system goes out. It's standard. Every vehicle has it. And if your brake lines are cut or you do happen to have a leak in your brake line and stuff, your brakes still do work. They just don't work as good. So like if somebody just said that it's happened to you, it's happened to me before. You just go a little bit slower, make sure you got enough room between you and the person in front of you to stop. And if you still can't stop, you got an emergency brake to use. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, unless, you know, some cars, real old fucking pieces of shit and stuff, the emergency brake might not work. But I don't see David Wilcock driving around with his wife and whoever the fuck he was with at the time, driving around in a 1982 Chevy Chevette.
He had a Yugo, son.
Okay? Or a fucking a 1972 Yugo. That's fucking shitbox. With fucking, you know what I mean? Whether if the brakes fucking, you wouldn't know if the brake line would cut or if it's just fucking rusted to shit and the fucking steel is gone and it's just whatever.
Did they even put brake lines on those cars?
I think it was foot stops. You just fucking put your foot out the door and like, whoop.
Why you think I wear Timbs? Shit.
So yeah, it's just shit out of the fucking movies, you know, and the fucking.
It's all made up stuff. Me watching people walk around events with security and stuff like that, I'm just like, there's no way. I'm like,
I love his Pete Peterson story too. An accidental injection. Like, what the fuck? What are we watching here? What movie is this?
It's a soap opera now. Bum, bum, bum.
Why did you just say they smothered him with a fucking pillow?
They accidentally injected him.
He accidentally
with Viagra.
Got smothered somehow.
Yes. Bum, bum, bum.
Who done it?
Yeah, you remember the Fred Flintstone breaks? Just put your feet down. Stop the cab. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works, son.
Did it ever hurt?
Did it ever hurt? No, yeah. Fred Flintstone had them prehistoric feet, man. You don't understand, son. He had them. It didn't matter. He took the pain. That's what I'm saying. Fred was really fucking, you know.
We had a car that.
That's how they got around.
My cousin had a car that we had to use. We didn't have to use our feet to stop, but somebody had to sit in the hatchback. It was a Ford Escort hatchback, and it was all rotted out and shit. And like the thing that held the fucking strut up, that held the wheel and everything straight, somebody would have to sit back there and hold their foot up against it, so it would stay straight. Otherwise, the wheel would bounce around too much, and we couldn't drive it and shit.
Wow.
Drove around like that for months, yo. Months and months and months like that.
Yeah,
somebody like legit, we'd play like rock paper scissors and shit. Or somebody would have, we'd fight over it. Somebody would have to. If we were going anywhere, somebody had to fucking be the one to sit back there and sit with one of their fucking feet up, push it against this thing to fucking make sure that the wheel would stay out there and fucking we could drive the car. All right, now if that car, you know what I mean, the brakes didn't work on it. I don't think the emergency brake would have worked on that one either. But I don't see David Wilcock driving around in that shit.
Hey, man, he might have one of those old VW bugs. We had one. The floorboard fucking rusted out. That's what they did. Shit. My first car was a 1970 Chrysler LeBaron with no power steering. It's a big old fucking boat. But I love that car, though, yo, when I first got it. $75, son.
And then here's the other thing.
The whole
okay, they tried to kill him fucking once. They take it and it didn't work, and they're like, "Oh fuck, this guy. We can't fucking kill him. God damn it. What are we gonna do now? We'll just let him keep running his mouth."
Well, it's because his wife is scared. No, his wife is like a 10th degree black belt, son.
You know that? Oh shit, fuck. He found out we cut his brake line, and now, oh man, I guess we can't try anything else.
Oh,
like our heart attack gun or something. You know what I mean? Fuck it. I don't know. We'll send in one of our bee drones to sting him.
They can use the laser thing.
Lasers or something. Yeah, you know what I mean? Fucking anything. Oh no, wait, they did try to kill him again. The tree thing. That was an assassination attempt. The tree fell in his backyard, almost fell on his house.
No, that was a sign. That was a good sign.
Oh yeah, it was a sign too. It was a sign. Oh yeah.
Elizabeth, get the camera. The tree fell. This is important. Remember we were upstairs doing weird witch rules together, and all of a sudden the tree fell, and I felt the need to talk about it and make it relevant.
Well, happy solo return, whoever. I didn't see whose solo return it was. I'll have to scroll back up, but I see people saying something about birthdays.
Jeanette, I think it's her birthday. Hope it is. Happy solo return. Yeah, Jonas, you had a 78 for 600. I got a 1970. Shit was $75. How old? I didn't even have a driver's license yet, so I think I was 15 and a half maybe, because I got my driver's license at, was it 16 or 16 and a half? I don't remember how old I was, because I took driver's ed, so I got it early. I don't even know what year I got it. Maybe 85, 86, somewhere in that area. So I would have gotten the car in 85. So I got it right before I got my driver's license. So I had a fucking permit. The good old days. Emery seems like he is a really likable guy. It's likable, but okay. Here's the thing. Also, again, someone who's been in these people's presence and stuff like that. To roll around with security and stuff like that, and I don't underestimate anybody as someone who's done security, because I've worked with people big and tall, fat and small, 7 foot, some people fucking 5 foot, whatever. But it doesn't say anything about who they are, their character, and what they're willing to do to get the job done in the situation, in security, and in a club, as a bouncer, anything that you need to do to fucking make sure the fucking shit is handled.
Yeah, and then like he was saying earlier with the security, okay, so these people, they have security at this event and stuff, but then they're out there on fucking Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and stuff, posting videos of them in the woods, all by themselves, nobody around.
They go to get water every day.
Where they go to get water all the time and stuff, or they're up there meditating on a fucking cliff, or David Wilcock's doing a stupid fucking video. Not a fucking soul. Nobody would know if they fell off the cliff by accident or if they were pushed. But nothing ever happens. No security there.
Nope.
But when we're in a room full of people, a whole bunch of witnesses and stuff, we got to make sure that nobody's going to kill us.
Yep. Nope.
That makes sense, because, that's how killers work. They always kill you in a room full of people. They don't wait until you're alone in a secluded place or anything like that. That's what I would do if I was a serial fucking killer or a murderer.
I watched enough Bond
if I was
movies,
I was a government
movies,
fucking spy and shit like that.
They go to bars and drink and stuff like that at the end of the night. It's not like they go home. Like, there's people I've done security, like, when they're done doing whatever they're doing, they are home. Like, or they're wherever they're staying. Like, we're out. Like, we're gone. These people go out. They'll be in the fucking, have people buying them drinks and stuff like that. I've watched enough spy movies and shit like that, enough fucking fiction to know how the fuck they can do stuff to you, whatever. Come on. These motherfuckers make it ridiculous. What I was saying about Emery is he's a likable guy, but he's the one I saw. He's walking around with a bunch of security at an event. I'm like, who is this dude? Like, I'm thinking it's some fucking I'm like, did they hire extra security for the event? And these are people that he hired or something that roll around with him. And I don't know, they didn't have guns or anything. They had some uniforms that literally said security on that. So if you're thinking about people who are covert enough, now mind you, when they speak about dank alliance or whatever, or dark alliance, and they try to put us in that category, we're nothing. When you talk about these people who have a fear of a legit secret government, and these people who are capable of taking
government
out JFK
agents and stuff, and really assassinating
crimes that
real
kill
killers
people around the world that have been doing it for a long time and hiding it, and the connection that George Bush Sr. was, because he ran the CIA before he was president, that he was the smoking man from X-Files and everything. He's the one that took out JFK. These people can do all this crazy shit, but they can't take these motherfuckers out. And they wouldn't see a bunch of dudes.
These people supposedly are capable of starting wars with countries, getting countries, entire countries to fucking fight, to do all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of crazy shit.
But you can't stop Emery Smith or David Wilcock or fucking anybody, any of these people.
None of them.
None of them.
Nope.
Nope. They're all just out there running their fucking mouths, telling the fucking world secrets.
The real secrets, the truth, yo. Ascension. And it all comes with a whole lot of dollars attached to it, a whole lot of money attached to it. The little bit they put out on social media with what most people do, they put out for free because that's what they kind of have to do to keep the stuff going. But there are people who are paying, we saw those fucking prices, $333 and these packages and stuff like that to ascend. How many fucking schools do you need?
How many classes you got to
Like,
teach?
This is like, you know, you ever know somebody who's like is a perpetual student, who's been in school forever, like they just keep going to school, and I'm like, at what point? I'm not trying to be funny, like, you know, I can understand like if you're like a doctor, like you have a, you know, you're a PhD and you want to do something, but I wonder sometimes, like, you know, what's the end goal? Like, what's going to be enough? Like,
Yeah, but the stuff they're teaching isn't anything that people should be learning. It's all bullshit. It's not. It's not real shit.
But is that what it's going to be though with these guys? You're going to be perpetual students forever. I mentioned it last week, and Cliff High was like, "Do I think that they play the long con?" I'm not saying that they're capable of carrying out the long con. I am saying that is what they are doing. That's why now the number has been like 2020 to 2030. That's a 10-year span. A lot can happen in 10 years.
Well, before it was 2000.
Right, before it was, it was the 2000s.
2010, 2012. I mean, 2012 it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to keep happening. It's keep happening. Now it's between now and 2030. It can happen anytime. Which one, any natural disasters and stuff, if anything real fucking happened, you know, these motherfuckers would try to take the claim for it, but it wouldn't matter at that point if a fucking comet or whatever came to fucking destroy us. If we found out the last minute it's going to hit Earth, whatever. Some fucking movie shit. But I do think they're in it for the long con. I think the idea is that they have to keep pushing the goalposts as far as they can to keep money coming in. To keep their new lifestyles that they have become accustomed to. They don't want to give up that lifestyle. They've said it. They've introduced themselves as rock stars and stuff like that. Someone who's spent enough time on fucking stages and backstages and in fucking dressing rooms and in fucking tours and stuff with people and stuff like that, who are legit, true fucking celebrities. That's what these motherfuckers in this world feel like they are. They are accustomed to a certain lifestyle they don't want to give up. Do you understand how hurtful for them, not even just financially, but just the ability to not being at Conscious Life Expo, which is in a few days. Not being at Contact in the Desert. Not being welcome at a lot of these things because, one, those things are pretty much controlled by Gaia. I believe Gaia owns both of those events, or at least one of them now, and it probably acquired the other. So they're not welcome at a couple of the biggest events that go on. Then you got the smaller events that even some of those people have kind of turned them away from. And they're working hard with Edge of Wonder to create their own stuff and continue what they were doing. But Edge of Wonder didn't have the foothold in the community that Gaia had at the time, because I don't feel like Gaia has the same kind of strength that it had before. And people are kind of like whatever with Gaia. But I'm sure they still have their base just like everybody else. But with Edge of Wonder, they don't have the same things going on. They're not doing the same amount of traveling they're doing. They're not going to being able to speak and continue that stuff in their presence. Because when in their presence, that's what they want to see. They want to be in the room with people. That's where they really get their energy from, because now they have all their sycophants in one room who are just sitting there in awe and loving everything that they're saying and not questioning any of it. That's the bubble that they have created for themselves. They love that bubble. They love that lifestyle. They don't want to give that up. You better believe that. That's why they continue that. That's why I say it's a long con. That these motherfuckers are in it to win it. That they're in it for as long as they can keep it going. That's what preachers do. That's how they start out.
That's why they keep changing their story. It's David Wilcock's story changes every 5 to fucking 10 years. More like every 5 years. What's going on? It's even faster than that with some of the shit. It's always constantly fucking changing. That's what all these people do. The stories just keeps changing. They just keep changing the story, so you can never keep up and never fucking. It's always like I'm trying to just show people, okay, look at this is bullshit, but then they're fucking putting out 10 more fucking things that are bullshit. And it's like, it's just never fucking ending. They just fucking pulling shit out their fucking ass left and right. I can fucking prove every single one of them fucking is bullshit. It just takes fucking forever, because each time I fucking prove one of the bullshit, they fucking put up 5 more, and I'm like, what the fuck are you fucking people? They don't stop. They're fucking they're fucking parasites.
Dude, it's like Inception. They got to keep your mind fucking going in all kinds of directions. An upside down world is twisted this way.
And that's how that's how they keep people looped into it and shit, because the average fucking person isn't a logical, rational, critical thinker and stuff, and they can't fucking catch on and be like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Last week you said the complete opposite of what you're saying right now. And then yesterday you said something, and wait a second, hold on, none of this is adding up. But most people watching this stuff are just like, oh, well, that sounds, I believe you. I believe you. Come and save me. Let's ascend, everybody. Blue avians. I believe Everett Smith. You're gonna cure the world. Everything. You're gonna save us all with all your magical technologies that you've learned about.
Wait a minute. I have a prediction. Fuck, I'm channeling something. I don't even know who it is. They haven't told me who they are yet. But that they're gonna push everything to the election. Everything. You have to understand the community where we're talking about overall. You don't get the verbiage, but yes, that they're going to push all this stuff, and it's going to be the election, and you'll see, so and so wins, and if that person doesn't win, it'll be the other way bullshit. But that means the secret cabal will be taking over more if it doesn't swing their way. You know that.
Yeah, Rogue Fact. It's shorter attention spans, and then there's been studies on this, and it's proven that, especially millennials and stuff, but the human brain is evolving and stuff. We no longer, even people my age and stuff, I know I do it a lot and stuff, although I still retain most of the information I do, but a lot of stuff, certain things, I'll just be like, I don't need to remember this because I know where to get it. But people nowadays, because we have all the information we need right here at our fingertips at any time, they're no longer retaining the information in that short attention span. Because they're like, oh wow, oh yeah,
Smart
that sounds really.
Devices are a cheat code. They're a cheat code.
This sounds really interesting, and it confirms my biased beliefs that I have and everything like that. Wow, I believe it. Oh, cool. And if I ever want to go back and prove somebody that this confirms my biased beliefs, I know where to go. So they forget about it, and they just out of their head, and then they're on to the next thing. And like, oh, this confirms my beliefs too. Cool. I know where I can find this, but they don't ever. They don't ever, retain that information to put two and two together. But wait a minute, I just watched a video about this other stuff here. Because they're just, boom, on to the next thing. Oh, that was cool. That confirms nope, this doesn't confirm my beliefs. Fuck this shit. I don't want to remember where it came from.
But
and they forget about that.
But
they can remember the stuff. Oh, I can get back to this video. Look at David Wilcock was telling me that this stuff is true because Pete Peterson told him that some other guy that told him that it's true. And it's in this video right here. But you can't remember that in the video you just watched right now, David Wilcox said the complete opposite fucking shit. But if I say David Wilcox full of shit and they can recall the video when, oh yeah, I know, I can show you David Wilcox, yeah, it's all real right here. But he can't remember which videos did what David Wilcox said. They can't remember what David Wilcox says from one day to the next. But they remember that he said something that confirms their biased beliefs, and they know how to get back to that information.
Rogue Faction, yeah. Remember when kids, you had to know your home phone number and shit like that.
You had to remember addresses. You had to remember how to get places.
They get younger and younger with cell phones, and they have a cell phone that's already programmed to say, call mommy, call home, or whatever. That's how they use their shit. They don't understand a clock. They don't look at it normal.
They don't even
in
school. They don't even teach you. Although I guess it's kind of stupid because nobody who writes in fucking cursive all the time anyway. But you need to know how to sign your name.
I do.
You know what I mean? Well, some people like doing stuff because but for the most part, people don't write in cursive. But they don't even teach it in school, and kids don't even know how to sign their name.
Son.
You know what I mean? They got to go get their ID for their license and stuff and their permit, and they're like, signature. How do I do that? And they're printing their name out, and then people are like, no, you need to use your signature. Like, I don't know how to do that. Because they don't teach that in a lot of schools and shit now. They don't teach a lot of stuff anymore. You don't have to remember. You just know I can get the information. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That sounds really interesting. You don't have to remember everything about it. You might remember bits and pieces, and if you need to know more, you remember where you got the information from.
I still remember my first number, the first fucking house number we had. I still remember that number to this day. Shit. Oh, a map. Come on. They wouldn't know.
They didn't even know what the fuck a map was if they looked at it.
Exactly. They wouldn't. They wouldn't know how to read that shit. If technology for some reason went down for any long period of time, where they couldn't just even if you just took GPS away, if you took fucking the mobile GPS away from people for a week, there'd be chaos. People would not fucking, their memory would retain how them to get home in places they go all the time, but other than that, they'd be fucking lost. They wouldn't know what to fucking do. They be calling people like, yo, can you give me directions? You want directions? I don't know how to get here. I just usually use GPS to get to work or wherever I'm at. I don't know. Can't tell you how to get to the store. Where you at? I don't know. Use GPS. What's not working? People be fucked. Maps would sell out for the old school folks who don't have them and shit, and then the rest of the kids would be like, I don't know what to do with this. You better learn.
I use my GPS as a map. Because it tells me where the traffic is, and then I can look on the map part of it. I could just look, and I'd be like, well, I could just cut over here and go around here this way. Simple.
I mean,
most people would be like, oh, fuck, traffic. I'm going to have to sit in this traffic and shit. Sometimes I can't get around the traffic, but it's cool because that's why I like the GPS, because it tells me where the traffic's going to be. But I could be able to do my job that I do and go to all fucking, like today, I went fucking 50 fucking stops that I had to do. I could do that. All looking on a map and everything like that, and without it, because a lot of the places I know where the fuck I'm going, because I've been there before and shit, and I remember how to get places. But this places, there's people that go to places all the time that can't fucking get there without using a GPS, and they do whatever, like it's like something they do all the time. They're like, fuck, how the fuck do I get there? Put in a GPS. I don't remember how to get there, because my GPS told me how to get there last time.
Dumbing folks down. Sorry for all the technology, for the idea that everybody's smarter now. It's just a different kind of smart, I guess. Yeah, they may have.
It's because they don't. We have all this stuff, and it makes people lazier and stuff, but they don't understand how to use it. How many people fucking understand? Like most people still don't know how to program a VCR, and then we don't even use them anymore. And people that had them, they would just sit in their house for years, just blinking, flashing 12 o'clock. Nobody could figure out how to program VCRs. Well, they could put a tape in and press play.
That wasn't your clock, man. I didn't buy my VCR to be no clock, man. I got my VCR to be a VCR. It was supposed to play through. I didn't need that for no clock. I had clocks all over the motherfucking house. Why I need my
but
VCR?
they couldn't program. Oh, I want to record a show. How the fuck do I can't even program my clock to set it to the time to record the show and shit. They couldn't do it.
Dude, I guarantee you that all this technology that
like
I own,
people's phones. People have no idea what the power and what you can actually do with this, and what people really do with them is like nothing compared to what they are capable of. That people, I can text people and I can go on Instagram and you
too, son.
So much more.
Podcasts.
These phones. I mean, look at the camera. This incredible camera that's put in here. I'm recording 4K, watching 4K.
FaceTime people all over the world, son.
The processing power of this phone is like 1,000 times greater than what they went to the moon with in 1969.
You know what? I think I would have rather gone to the moon with the technology they had then, because an old school motherfucker like me, it would suit me just fine. A few knobs, some buttons, you tell me what to press, what not to press, what to do. I think that'd work for me. Technology, this shit is crazy. I got an iPhone, something, whatever it is. I don't know how the fucking I probably use 5% of what this phone is probably capable of. I figured out how to do that fucking iMovie, and I made a couple of iMovies one time and shit like that. Like, it's fun, but I'm just not that experimental. But give that shit to a kid. Like, my nieces and shit taught me all this stuff, little things that the phone could do. She started sending me messages and shit once she got my number. And my phone was doing crazy shit with, like, making these noises and stuff, because kids will figure this shit out in 2 seconds.
I'll use the shit out of this phone. I'll have this thing fucking like, it's like, whoa, slow down, dude. Doing too much at once.
I hear you. Good for you. I'm a little older than you, man. I got you by a few years, son.
But I'm using, like I'm just saying, it's just...
Jiggy about to be 50 soon.
People say $1,000 for this.
Hopefully.
People pay thousands of dollars for phones and shit, and they don't even know what the fuck to do with them. They don't even know how to use them.
$1,000 for phones. That's absurd. If I paid $1,000 for phones...
I'm just saying in general, like people... I didn't pay $1,000 for this phone either and stuff, but people do, you know?
Listen,
it's like people like, to me, like you know, and it's not... I drive a nice car. It's not the nicest, whatever, but people are like, how come you're out driving this car like this and doing the work that you do with this? I'm like, what am I supposed to do with the car? You're supposed to drive car, buy cars. They're like, but it's a nice expense, you know what I mean? It's a $50,000 car or whatever. They're like, you're out here delivering and driving all over and putting miles on it. But that's what you're supposed to do with a car. You're supposed to put miles on it. You're supposed to drive them. You're supposed to use them. Am I supposed to buy it, pay $50,000 and look at it, drive it to the grocery store and come home and look at it?
Well, you know, back in the day, you know, we used to use them and go, you know, right up and down.
People don't know how to use. They get all this shit and they don't even know how to use it, and they don't get the get the full use out of it. They're like, I need to have that, and then they're like, what do I do with this? How am I supposed to? Oh, okay, I'll just use it as a paperweight.
Oh my God, the old school rotary phone. Yeah, that's the funniest video ever when they put them kids, like not even kids, like teenagers, trying to use a rotary phone. They have no idea what the fuck to do with it. Do you know what a rotary phone is?
A rodeo phone?
A rotary phone.
Oh yeah.
What's a rotary phone? Have you ever used one?
Yeah.
How does it work?
Rotaries though, nowhere else.
Right, okay. So how do you use a rotary phone?
He just told you only at a rotary when you're going through a rotary.
What?
How do you want to communicate?
So show me how do you dial a rotary phone? How do you call someone with a rotary phone?
Okay.
Just show me. It's very simple. It's just hand gestures and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead. Show me how. You don't know how to use a rotary phone.
You use your fingers.
Okay. So what do you do with your fingers? He doesn't know how to use a rotary phone. Here's a perfect example of a millennial.
Okay.
It's just because it's past your era. That's all. It's just one of those things.
Things past my era, you know.
No, these even the generation before, whatever the fuck the generation before millennials were and stuff, don't know because the rotary phones. You know what I mean? They started, 80s maybe. So anybody bought them.
You mean they stopped in the 80s?
Yeah. I mean, some old people might have still had them around, like my grandparents had it around, and until they died. And
wait,
you know what I
BGs,
mean?
you still have one, but is it still like hardwired? Like not a new school one that's fucking made differently, but is it? Used to hate it when no one.
Well, yeah. Is it an actual old school rotary phone plugged in and stuff, or is it one of the new fucking wireless fucking Bluetooth ones that just looks like the old school rotary phone?
Because I don't even imagine that you could plug that in unless you had still landlines. Yeah, you'd have to have some place that still had old school landlines. I don't know where that is. Well, I don't know what country are you in too, though. Wait, because the Bee Gees, are you American or are you?
Well, no, you could I could plug it into the back of my modem and stuff. I could just plug a phone and stuff with the phone and stuff. But you're talking about the actual. You're talking about the hardwired. They used to have. They had the hardwired ones where the phone company used to literally come in and put it in and hang it on your wall, and that's where the phone stayed. It was hardwired in. But after they went to the rotary phones where it didn't have to. They would just install the jack and stuff. No, but I'm talking about
the actual. Because now the way you get a phone, you can have a home phone, but it's through your fucking modem. Where before you had a fucking line, like there was still a hard line.
But you could still take an old school phone. You could if you could find an old rotary phone that worked, you can plug it into your modem and it will work. Because they went, like I said, they went to where it was literally the phone company would come when you got a new house and they would put it on the wall, and that's it. You couldn't take it off the wall. It was on the wall. And then they went to the ones where the phone company would come and they put the jack on the wall. And then you could plug in your rotary phone and stuff like that. And then it went to the digital phones and everything. And now you plug in digital phone into the back of your modem, or you can use a Bluetooth fucking wireless fucking phone that gets a Bluetooth fucking phone signal from your modems and shit like that, and all that wireless shit and everything else. But yeah, it used to be before that. It was literally a line coming into your house and into the wall. Usually the phone was right where the line came into the house. That wall right there, and then boom. Usually in the kitchen. We still have it upstairs in both my kitchens. I think no, it's not in mine because they built the house later on, the second floor on my floor I live on. But the first floor, if you go up, and I can see the lines right there, and I can follow it. When you go upstairs, there's the actual thing on the wall where the phone used to be mounted, from when the phone company came and installed the phone there.
Yeah, like you get one phone only.
Yeah, that's the way it was. Nobody needed a phone for everything like we need phones for. People didn't talk to everybody like that.
People
didn't even use it. Before rotary phones,
long distance phone calls. Oh my goodness.
Before rotary phones, it was just literally a thing you picked up and you hit the thing so that you could call the operator. You didn't. There was no dial. There was no nothing, and you just pick it up and it would be like, "Hello, operator." And then whoever was your closest to the operator and stuff would be like, "Hello, how can I connect you?" or whatever. And you'd have to fucking say who you wanted to be connected to, and then she'd fucking take the wires and stuff and do the connection thing. And she literally had to operate the thing and take a wire and fucking connect you over to this person over here and everything so you guys could hear each other.
You remember how you used to call when you needed to get picked up? Collect call.
Oh, collect call.
Yo, pick me up. I'm ready to go. Pick me up. I'm ready now, said. Pick him up. Oh, the good old days. Yep. Telephone booths. You understand, son? We were all Superman. We all just went in the telephone booth and we came out. We were Superman. You didn't know that, did you? Back in the day, you didn't know that. No, you weren't Superman. No, you weren't.
Okay.
You were more like Shazam, like a little kid becoming a superhero.
You mean Kazam?
No, Shazam. You probably haven't seen Shazam.
No, Kazam.
Yeah, old school phones. Those are the good old days. Yo, that's funny because you can call anywhere in the country now, some places in the world, and it doesn't charge you anything.
We still have an actual landline and stuff in here. The business line for my father-in-law's business is his actual line. It's not plugged into his computer or anything. It actually comes into the house and into a phone jack, and he plugs the phone in and everything like that for the business line and stuff. And we could do that. We could have a regular thing if you don't have internet, you can still get a phone. They still have phone jacks and stuff and have the hard line and stuff. The one that's in my wall right there doesn't work anymore.
Who just sells phone who just sells lines?
You can just get Verizon. You can just get a phone. You don't have
Verizon,
to get.
the phone companies.
Because Xfinity is a cable internet company provider and stuff, and then so obviously because the phones are just an extra thing that they can provide through the internet service and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But still like Verizon actual phone companies and stuff like that. They still have the AT&T thing that's not the actual AT&T phone company. That's not the AT&T, has nothing to do with AT&T Mobile. It's right over there in Cambridge and stuff. And the Verizon building's right next to it.
Wow. Learn something new every day. I didn't even know that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
I like the phone jacks that are on my wall, the newer phone jacks, we can have those turned on and not have the internet go through it and stuff. If you have phone jacks in your house, you could still do it around here. The newer houses and stuff don't even come with it coming into it, like all the new stuff they're building all over, all the gentrification and stuff, don't even come with those in it because it comes with the internet line for your modem or whatever, and everything just goes into that. You know what I mean? So your house is wired to have to set up for internet. It's not wired with a phone line anymore. But if your house is, they still have to service all this millions and millions of houses that are serviced with the old school phone line still.
I remember being a teenager having my own phone line. That's right. I had my own phone. Mama couldn't listen to my conversations. No one could. You needed your own when you were young. Now you have cell phones. Everything you need is right here. This shit covers everything. It's funny. I'll tell you, that's one thing I never saw coming I'm almost close to 50. I'll be there in a few weeks, but in 50 years, I never saw cell phones. There was no hint of anything like that. In movies and stuff, you kind of saw little things that kind of resembled tablets and different things, but at no point did I ever think we'd have something that was probably 100 things that I have physically owned separately from this in my life. And may still have some of those things around. For you, it's a lot less. For every generation, it gets less and less of things they've actually probably even used in school and stuff. That just
Susan Clark, the old switchboard operators and stuff. And yeah, if I had down in this basement somewhere, there might actually be a rotary phone still. And if I plug it in, I can put it into that jack and stuff, and it would work.
Can we call the Black Knight satellite with it?
Maybe.
Should we try? Hello, Black Knight satellite. Hi, we're drinking Pepsi. It will open up and come down and Usher will do the song and everything with us. Don't know about that. Oh, man. I was talking about a fucking trip down memory lane. Phones. I'm telling you, man. Technology's a fucking beast. I really don't know most of what this phone could probably fucking do. I don't really care.
It's a blessing and it's a curse, again, because like we've been talking about, and that's what the problem with the world, with a lot of the things that's going on. We have access to all this information and stuff, but we don't know what the fuck to do with it and how to fucking actually properly process it and stuff. All these, especially all these little kids that just want to believe the fucking first thing they hear because it comes too quick. Because that's the way that they've grown up, just sitting there in front of the TV and watching TV and information. Stuff happens so quick on TV. You watch a 30-minute episode, and in that fucking episode, they traveled all around the world and did all kinds of shit and saved the fucking day or whatever the fuck the case may be, So it just fucking creates that thing, and they don't fucking retain. They just think, oh, everything can happen so fast. I need everything to be now. They never you're not taught critical thinking skills in school anymore. You're not taught how to think rationally and logically and stuff like that. They teach you the basic shit that they need to teach you so you can get out there, work, and do what you need to do and everything.
You
Yeah, it's just I said it's like we're living in that movie fucking Idiocracy.
Yes, sir.
They had all the technology, they had everything they fucking could in the world, but everybody was dumb as fucking rocks, and they were fucking the planet was just fucking just being destroyed.
And they didn't give a fuck. Dude, everybody's so scared of like AI and stuff like that, but why wouldn't AI or some shit like that want to take over? We're going to allow it to. We're becoming a fucking computerized workforce. Our cars are going to be autonomous, right? Isn't that the right word? That is the right word, right? Just want to make sure, brain surgery. All these different things. I'm in the fucking Stop and Shop here. They got fucking Marty, the fucking robot that first of all, I understand what this robot would ever fucking do. The ones that they call security, whatever, unless the thing can stun you or some shit. I think we would just stand there and go, "Danger or stop, citizen. You have been a picture taken of you," or some shit. Like, it's gonna tackle you or some shit.
I haven't seen the security ones, but yeah, some of the grocery stores have the cleaning one. Or it's not even a cleaning robot. It's just there to tell people that things need to be cleaned up. That's all the robots do. It goes around the store and says, "Oh, need to clean up something in aisle 3." And then the person still has to go over the loudspeaker and say, "Clean up in aisle 3."
Shit. There's a thief on aisle 2.
I don't get it.
He's putting cans of soup inside of his jacket. Please send security. 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 I don't know what the fuck else it's going to do. What's up, Cliff High? It pees on your leg. It probably does. I know there was some fucking robot that I think it came here. It was doing like a trip around the world or some shit, and it got to Massachusetts, and they fucked it up or some shit. They did something to it, I believe. I could be wrong. I could be mixed up in my head, but they did something to that poor robot. Fucking assholes. They got the craziest looking security robots, though. Like, I've seen some of the ones they've had in, like, Silicon Valley and stuff that they've created, and they don't look like, it's not like a Terminator or some shit. It's not like you'll be intimidated by some fucking, just random fucking, look like some shit some kid drew and they made a robot out to fucking try to, I don't know. I guess that's just how fucking really, really smart people think, I guess. I say that, right? And all of a sudden I'm there and the fucking thing like shoots a net around me or some shit. And I can't get out of it.
That's what it, like you said, it has a taser or something like that, a stun gun on it.
Man, look at this stupid ass motherfucker.
Shoots a net
Sorry,
out.
citizen. Sorry. Do not run, citizen. Yeah, RoboCop. The motherfuckers were supposed to protect everybody and they started killing people and shit. I don't trust robots. I'm not fucking Will Smith and like I am fucking robot. Like, I don't trust robots, but I don't know. The robots are getting smarter and the shit is too, the stuff that they already have in Japan that we don't really see here, that the average fucking US citizen doesn't even look on the internet and see these shit even exist. Them motherfuckers are going all out. Now sex robots and shit and everything.
Well, they got whole entire restaurants run just by robots. You go in there and there's like no humans at all and stuff.
Yep.
You fucking press buttons on a screen and then fucking a robot in the back cooks it and fucking comes out and you fucking take it. That's it.
Hey, at least you know the robot ain't gonna spit in your food. Unless somehow it got all smart and all of a sudden it like puts a little bit of like its oil or something like. It got that smart that knew to fucking figure out how to do that. Like it's somehow get its waste and shit, whatever the robot had for waste and shit, it gets it into your food like human beings would do. Because it doesn't like us.
Exactly, Cliff Eye. So learn and adapt. Overcome.
Resistance is futile.
Don't resist. Learn and adapt and overcome.
Is it the Borg? Resistance is futile. That's it. They're coming and taking over. That's because we're about to find the warp drive. And because we find the warp drive, Captain Picard, is it Captain? Yeah, it was Captain Picard. It comes back in time. And I saw those movies too. Careful, man. David Wilcox might see you write something like that.
Anti-gravity engines. Because up there in space where there's hardly any gravity, you need an anti-gravity engine to get around.
That's what they're going to use their rockets, man. Hello, what they figured out how to do was use the anti-gravity with their rockets. You didn't figure that out? That's all it is, man. See, so you go up, and then once you can't go up anymore, you go that way. Wherever that takes you. And because they can steer, I'm telling you, man, we keep talking about this. You had to have seen, they used to use the fucking, they took a fucking battleship and made it into a spaceship. and it had the wave motion gun.
Cliff.
Come on.
I don't. Blade Runner. Hey, whichever one works, right?
Wait, I owe you Coke. What do you mean I owe you Coke?
Because you know Jinx didn't owe me a Coke because he must have said something. He was saying the resistance is futile thing at the same time.
I was like,
maybe.
shit, hold on. When you say Coke, I don't know, you talking about a Coke like it's a soda? Because you say you owe me Coke.
Yeah, Jinx, owe me a Coke, that whole thing.
Oh. No. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, you do.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Same things. You say Jinx.
Nah, it's 1, 2, 3 Jinx on you. You try to get the other person.
Dude,
I'm from a different. Listen again. I'll be 50 in like 3 weeks, dude.
So how you gonna say no if you don't know?
I'm saying I'm from a different era than you. I said, and I'm saying I've never heard. You can't tell me I've heard something before. I'm saying no, I've never heard it before.
Weeks, so.
Okay, relax.
Wait, you make it seem like no, it doesn't exist.
I didn't say it does not exist. I said, as I'm going to say one more time, so we can stop. I have never heard it before myself. Okay, all right, there you go. So I owe you a Coke. Okay, got you. You from Philly? Yeah. See, I've never heard it before. Thank you. You didn't have to think it. That's what I said, motherfucker. Listen to me. I speak clear. I speak English. You understand my English? Vous parlez français? On parle créole?
Oui.
Oui. Yeah.
See, Alamane's as old as you, and she knows it.
Okay. I'm from the hood then. Maybe it's not.
I always try to use that age thing.
But
I'm from the hood.
You're not from the hood.
I know it.
You're from a different hood than I'm from, though. No disrespect.
I didn't think that initially.
Okay. Dude, there's a lot of shit that I've heard in like the pool room.
I thought anybody where they drank Coke, they said it. Because they don't say it like in the Midwest, like when I went to Michigan and stuff. I forget what they said, but they didn't say Jinx, you owe me a pop, because they call it pop there. They don't call it Coke. They soda pop. They don't say soda. They call it pop usually, or soda pop. So they didn't say. They said, I forget what they said, Jinx something there or whatever, but it wasn't Jinx, you owe me a Coke, because they didn't call Coke. They call it soda pop or pop. So everywhere else though that people call it Coke, I just assume that people would say, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Ain't no one ever told me I owed them a Coke. If they told me I owed them,
I thought it's kind of like it's kind of like the chicken cross the road joke. You know what I mean? You just kind of like one of those universal jokes that you've heard it. Knock knock, who's there?
No, when someone said that I owed them Coke, they're like we've made like a bet, and they're like, yeah, I want Coke. All right, so then you get Coke. It wasn't Coca-Cola.
This was from before when you're a little kid. Before you're even talking about Coke and like that and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't a kid talking about. It was 1, 2, 3 Jinx on you. I'm trying to get you because it got said at the same time. I'm trying to get you first because it's a Jinx. So just some different strokes for different folks. I just ain't never heard that shit before. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what it is. Philly's cool as fuck, Cliff. I used to live in Delaware, but I lived in what part of Pennsylvania for a minute too when I was a kid? No. Fuck. But I used to always go to the Philly airport and stuff because my father worked for Eastern Airlines and he was stationed at the airport there, or worked at the airport there for a while, because whatever. But I used to, as a teenager, when I lived in Delaware, I used to go to Philly and hang out. And Philly is cool as fuck. It's a different kind of world. Different kind of city and stuff. The culture is cool as fuck. The people are cool as fuck. It just seemed like I've been in different hoods throughout the country. And it's always just kind of like every hood has its own swagger. It has its own way of doing things. Every city, New York, Philly, Boston, Chicago, different cities, they have just different ways of doing stuff and everything. But there's just always this hood shit, you know what I mean, that you kind of fucking have in common, that you get to kind of kick it with people. So that was Philly was like for me. Who will break foot first and say Bigfoot? Really? Okay. We may have to start that now because they'll call me Bigfoot.
All right.
Say my name.
I think the last blunt has been smoked.
What? They call me Bigfoot now. Catch up.
Oh, I thought that. Okay. All right.
You all right, man?
I thought that was good. Huh?
You'll be all right. All right, folks. But the last blunt smoked. That's it. It's over.
Till next week. Stay away from the Corona aisle when you're in the stores and stuff.
Coronas,
Watch out for the
Heineken.
Coronas.
Heineken is fine.
You know, Heineken,
Yeah, don't
the
drink
Bud
Corona.
Lights,
Not even
stuff.
Corona
You know,
Light.
some nice organic craft beers and stuff. But
Well, if you put lime in the Corona,
yeah, put your lime in there.
Yeah,
maybe.
you're
The
fine.
lime, yeah, because
Don't drink bleach.
lime's got superpowers and stuff.
Don't drink bleach. Don't listen to fucking Jordan Liar and these people who are pushing these fucking miracle cures. Okay? Don't go and fucking worry about your mask. This is good for when we're in fucking old buildings and stuff investigating. But yeah, it's really
Yes, don't be ordering fucking masks from China off of Amazon and eBay to protect yourself from the coronavirus.
Yes, because that's really what they're doing. They're putting it inside the mask to get you. It's all part of the conspiracy from the Umbrella Corporation. Good luck. Zombie apocalypse.
Don't buy
ain't
into
coming.
the fear mongering. Stay away from the woo. Fear mongering is part of the woo woo woo.
Can you woo woo woo? Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for the woo.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
You'll be alright. We'll see you next week.
Peace and love, everybody.
We out.